Hello my YouTube family, welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel where the family is the focus. Hey guys, it's good to be back. I have been absent for a minute. I'm so happy to be back. I'm so happy to be back doing my videos, and to share my passion for the family with you. I just want to say thank you to all those who continue to watch my videos, and those of you who are watching for the first time, please subscribe to my channel, like, share, and for added benefits, feel free to hit that notification bell so you do not miss any of my future videos. Alright, with that said, on today's episode I want to just share my opinion, or just to talk a little bit about a question that I saw somebody posted on Facebook. And the question goes, are children obligated to take care of their parents once they get older? Now, to me, in my opinion, it is sad that we have to be asking that question. It's a sad day, that fact that we have to be asking that question. And I'm just gonna go back a little in order to move forward, to kind of just bring my point full circle. So as I've always said, or as I like to say, is that God in his wisdom, when he created this earth and the firmament and everything that exists within and without, everything, he knew what he was doing. And again, creation happened once. So all that we need for success as a people was created in that one instance. Now, Dr. Miles Monroe, in his presentation that he does, he has a presentation that he does where he talks about manufacturer and the user's manual, and the fact that when a manufacturer produces a product, an electronic, a device, whatever it is, furniture, anything that is manufactured by a particular company, it is in the manufacturer's best interest that that particular product works successfully, because the success of the company is built into or tied into the success of the product that they produce and send out for public consumption or public use. So it is in the manufacturer's best interest that the product is successful. And one of the ways that the manufacturers will try to ensure that is that they, in that package, when they're sending it out to the customers, they include what is known as a user's manual, a user's guide. In this manual, a lot of us are guilty, we don't use it. The user's manual comes and we just throw it away. So a lot of us will have electronics or appliances in our house, even our cell phones. We will have them and we don't get 100% benefit from it or 100% use from it, because we don't take the time out to read the manuals, to go through the instructions, to see all the features and everything that the phone can do. So we don't get the full use of it. Sometimes, I guess in most cases, we are using like 5% of what a device can do. So, right. So the manufacturers put in each product, or with each product that they ship, they include a user's manual or a user's guide. This is for the benefit of the user so that they will get maximum use from the product. But a lot of us don't bother to read the manual. And Dr. Miles Monroe also said that God, who is the original manufacturer and the first manufacturer, when he manufactured us, we came with a user's manual for success. And I'm going to look for that presentation that he did. I'm going to attach the link in my comment section so that you can, if you're interested and you want to get a better understanding, because he does a way better job of explaining it than I could ever do. So he said, us as humans, we also came with a user's guide, a user's manual, which is the Bible. So everything that we need for our success, to live a successful, fulfilling, abundant, peaceful, happy life, is laid out for us in the Bible. But for whatever reason, we can blame it on Eve, we can blame it on Adam, can blame it on the serpent. I don't know, for whatever reason, we do not follow the guide. And so as a result of that, we do not enjoy the success of the product in our lifetime. We do not get the full benefit of it. We do not get to, live happy, peaceful lives because we do not follow the guidelines set out in our user manual. Because like any other manufacturer, when God created us, He created us for success, for His sake, for His name's sake. He created us to be successful, right? So with that said, us human beings didn't come into the world as blobs, as I like to say. We didn't just pop up over the place, like just one here, one there, one there. No, we did not. God created family, and we came into this life through the family unit, which is the first and the oldest institution ever created. And so we came into this life through the family, right? So when a child is born, that child has access to, at least 2 generations of experience and knowledge and information, and that exists in their parents, 1 generation, and their grandparents, 2nd generation. So all of that wealth and that experience and that knowledge between the parents and the grandparents is there for the child's benefit. Now imagine if we were to, I don't know what is an appropriate word for it. Imagine if we were to have just been dropped out of sky individually on our own with no family support, no nothing. Just imagine where civilization would be today. In my humble opinion, and I'm not speaking with any scientific authority, just common sense and my reasoning capabilities, if we had to each come into this world on our own and start from scratch to learn, we would have made no progress, or little to no progress. As a civilization, we would have made no progress. So as I said, God knew what He was doing. So the evolution of the evolution of our civilization or human being is dependent on the family unit, or is tied into the family. So when I come into the world, my parents and my grandparents will teach me or share with me what they have learned up to a point. And it's like a relay. And then I will take the baton from there, add to what I have learned from them, what I am currently learning, or what is now available to me in my era, in my lifetime, in now my generation. So I have to take what my grandparents and my parents taught me, and now I have to add that to know what I am learning now, to the new developments, to the, just the new, everything new that is coming out in my lifetime. And then my responsibility now is to pass that on to my child. And the cycle continues and the relay continues. It's an ongoing, infinite relay that goes on. It's not a question of whether or not your child is obligated to take care of the parent. And so, as I always like to say, as a child, it's a parent's responsibility to take care of, to look after the children. Parents are here to serve the children. Now, as the children get older, the parents get older, and the cycle goes on, then it is built into the cycle that the children will now be responsible for or take care of the parents. It's a part of the cycle. It's a part of the cycle of life, and it's what keeps us going. Because everything in life, every experience in life, everything that you do is a lesson for you to take with you into another phase of your life. So every experience, everything that you do, everything that we engage in is for us to learn, so that we'll have something to teach for our evolution as human beings. Right? So the idea of our children obligated, we shouldn't even have to ask that question. If we were following the user's manual, we wouldn't have to ask that question, because it is built into the cycle of life. It's built into the cycle of life. That's how it is built. But we are not following the user's manual, and so that's why we have all this chaos in the world. Grandmas don't want to be called grandmas. They want to be called all kind of fancy, glamorous name, because apparently being called a grandma is I don't know, it's demeaning. It's not acceptable anymore in our culture, in our society. We're trying to take that out of society, just like we're trying to take so many other important things out of society. But everything has its rightful place in order for the successful evolution and successful living and existence of the human race. So all of it is important. All of it is important. Now, unfortunately, and I understand why somebody would probably be asking that question, because obviously they were not fortunate enough to have had parents who understood what their role and their responsibility was as parents. And because they did not understand what their role and responsibility was as parents, they were not able to fulfill those roles and responsibilities. They were not able to provide, protect, and support and guide the way they were created to. And so your experience with your parents might not have been a very positive or successful one. And so I understand that that's why you would have the question any at all, because of the fact that they weren't there for you. So like, am I obligated because they didn't fulfill their responsibility as parents? So like, I can't give you what I didn't get. But here is what we have to, somebody has to break this cycle. There are a lot of bad programming that have taken place in a lot of us over the years that needs reprogramming, and that we need to do, and things that we need to do differently, and we need to change, and we need to try to get back on track. So somebody has to break the cycle. Somebody has to break the cycle, because the cycle has to be broken. Now, there's a family that I really enjoy watching on Facebook, and it's the Salinger family. Ed Salinger, his son Dan, Dan's wife, who you see from time to time in the videos, and the other son, Mark. Now, Ed Salinger is the father, and he has dementia. And I really enjoy watching this family. Ed, although he has dementia, he's such a sweetheart. He's such a sweetheart. And then, each time I see them and I see how the children, take care of him, and they're very patient with him, and they look after him. Like, it's just so fulfilling to watch. And one thing that's evident in their relationship, or each time I watch those videos, is the fact that you can see that Ed Salinger, the father who now has dementia, did what he was supposed to do as a father. He fulfilled his role as a father. And so as a result of that, now that he is sick, his children aren't asking, am I obligated to take care of my father? No, they don't need to ask that, because he did what he was supposed to do as a father when it was his time, when he was in that cycle, that phase of his life where he was supposed to provide, protect, and support his children. He did that. Yeah, so it's quite obvious that Mr. Salinger did what he was supposed to do as a parent, and so now that he is where he's at in his life cycle, his children have no issues of taking care of him, and they're not asking if they're obligated to. So that is the important thing. And I understand for those of us who did not have, the supportive parent, and the parents who understood their role as parents. And so now, it seemed like, oh no, you want to come and burden me, but it's a cycle. And when done properly, it is very, very satisfying. Very, 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 very satisfying. And imagine, Ed Salinger, even though he has dementia, he still sometimes, it's like he hasn't forgotten how to be a father. Like, ever so often you'll hear him asking if Mark, one of his sons, if he has something to eat, if he has enough money, if he has somewhere to live, and is he okay? And he'll ask Dan, are you okay? How are you? And just things like that, he'll just be asking all the time. So even though he has dementia, the disease has not so far been able to take away that part of him because of how embedded in him it was, and how at the level at which he understood and fulfilled his role and responsibility as a parent, and he was there for his children. So it is a two-way street, but given what we know now, somebody has to break the cycle. Somebody has to break the cycle, and if we can get it right, if we can follow the guidelines as they are set out in the user's manual, because there's a scripture that says a man that leaves an inheritance for his children's children is a blessed man or a successful man. So these are the things that we need to look at. And so fathers, the Bible never said nothing about mother. Fathers, you need to take your rightful place in society. You need to take your rightful place in your family. Men and fathers. Yeah. We are dependent on you, for you to take your rightful place in society. So as far as am I obligated, I guess it boils down to your individual situation and your individual experiences, and just what your relationship was like with your parents and whatnot. But ideally, parents are supposed to look after children, and then as the cycle goes on, children are supposed to look after their parents, because the Bible has already told us, once a man, twice a child. So we were told, we've been warned. And if we understand that, then we don't have to ask the question, are we obligated to look after our parents? So the fact that that person is asking that question, that in itself is proof, or it's evidence that his or her parent did not understand, therefore they were unable to fulfill their role as a parent according to our user's guide or user's manual. Yeah. So on that note, we were created for success, because the success of our Creator depends on it, in the sense that He created us for success. Yeah. He created us for success. But in order for us to enjoy that success, we must follow the user's manual. And I'll take it one step further back to slavery. So this is not one step further, this is a lot of years further. And I believe our slave masters, this is something that our slave masters understood, because family, if you look at history, family is something, and the family name is something that was very, very, very important to them. And because they knew that, they kept us from building a family, from having a family, from coming together as a family. So as I like to say the wealth, the success, the happiness lies within the success of the family. It's within the success of the family. So we need to get our families right. We need to get our families right. On that note, I say good night. I say goodbye. I bid you farewell until my next video, and I'm looking forward to those comments. I'm looking forward to those subscriptions, and I'm looking forward to those likes. I'm looking forward to your support. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on